Hey there everyone, welcome to FJX 2000 Productions and another episode of Let's FJ. In today's episode, I actually get to do some off-roading in my 2008 Trail Team Special Edition Toyota FJ Cruiser. Right now we're at the base of Ophir Pass, and so the plan is today to at least get over Ophir Pass and then go up Mineral Creek and get over Engineer Pass into Lake City. And then tomorrow I'll come from Lake City over Cinnamon Pass back towards Silverton. I'll go up Picayune and Placer Gulches, and then I'll go over Hurricane Pass and finally come down Corkscrew Gulch. And ultimately I think I'll come back over Ophir or possibly even Imogene. Just depends on how I'm feeling by that point. But welcome to another episode, and today is going to be really special because I get to test out my new pizza cutter tires that I recently got. A lot of you folks have been asking questions about that, so here we are. We're going to test it. Join me today along this journey and it should be fun. I have my fishing rod, I have gold pans, I might try both. So thank you for joining me and let's get started. So everyone, I'm just coming down the east side of Ophir Pass. Ophir Pass on the west side from Ophir is a lot more rocky, and you have a lot of that loose rock that you're driving up, and it's a lot more entertaining, if you will. This side, the east side that heads towards Silverton, it's a lot more just like a dirt road. So I'm not filming too much on this side, but after we get to the highway, we'll head north up towards Ouray, but then we'll take a right and get onto the Mineral Creek Trail. And that's probably where we'll pick up again, unless I decide to poke around in the river looking for gold. All right, everyone, here we are at the Mineral Creek Trailhead, just outside of Ouray, Colorado. We're actually going to go up this trail. It goes up quite a ways, and then we get onto Engineer, and we go over Engineer Pass, and that leads us right into Lake City. We'll pick up along the trail some certain spots, especially some technical stuff I'll try to record, but here we go. This is going to be the most challenging part of the trail. Already I've aired down to about 25 psi, which should be fine. If you wanted to go down to 20, that would even work, but the trail shouldn't be too intense, and we shouldn't have to go any lower than that. Especially because these tires seem to be working really well. I've had no trouble with grip or anything, but this part of the trail will be the ultimate test today. One thing that there's no shortage of here in the mountains of Colorado are awesome mining structures. This was probably where the ore came out of a mine up there. Probably came across a little track or a little route that came into this big ore bin, and then from this, wagons would pull up below it and little doors would open and dump into there. Or possibly, because there's a cable right there, there was some sort of tramway in this area that took stuff from up high in the mountain down to here. It's hard to tell nowadays with how dilapidated these structures are, but that's one of my favorite parts about being up here in Colorado, is looking for all these old mining structures and the ruins that are strewn throughout the mountains.
Alright, so at the moment you can see that right now we're above the tree line. We're up at the pass where from here you can go down Mineral Creek or down to Animas Forks and then down to Silverton or up Engineer Pass. Just to my left, right behind me, is Engineer Pass. We're going to go that way and that'll take us to Lake City. But you can see it's just beautiful up here. And I've met a lot of awesome people on the trail. It's nice being alone and just kind of getting to go at my own pace, record all this footage for you guys. But let's continue on to Lake City. whatever the elevation is. I'll list it down below or something. But the point that I was just at was Odom Point, or Ah Point, and it's just a great place to look out and see everything for miles and miles around. From here we're going to continue east down to Lake City, and from Lake City we'll make our way back via Cinnamon Pass. But it's awesome to be up here. The FJ has been doing great so far. No problems with the new tires. They've had plenty of traction, even on all the tricky stuff going up Mineral Creek. And I couldn't be happier with the setup. Everything seems to be doing great. And we'll continue on our adventure.
So up there is Engineer Pass. We were just up there. We're coming down the road right here. And we're headed down into this basin and down into that canyon. And that'll lead us to Lake City. Right here we have some good footage of a marmot. It just came out of this abandoned mine. That must be his home. There are plenty of these guys up here. You can see how going down this side of Engineer Pass is a lot smoother and quicker than the other side. It's pretty much just like a slightly rougher dirt road. So we just passed through Lake City and it was a good visit. Had some dinner and now I'm on my way again towards Cinnamon Pass. You can see in the background the San Cristobal Lake. I tried my hand at fishing this afternoon and I caught one, and the second one I got broke the fly, so that's good enough for me. I'll probably end up splitting this into two parts if I do end up camping tonight and don't do any of Cinnamon Pass. So tomorrow would be Cinnamon Pass and Placer and Picayune Gulches and Hurricane Pass and then Corkscrew Gulch. So we'll see what lies ahead. Here's a little tour of base camp here in the American Basin. Of course, we have the FJ parked and nice and ready for a good night's rest after a long day of off-roading. Have my little one-person or two-person tent. You'd have to be two small people to fit in that little thing. But you can see I'm actually in a field of my favorite kind of flower, the Colorado columbine, which is actually the Colorado state flower. And if you look really closely, you can see the colors of the flower very similar to the Colorado state flag. That yellow and the white and the blue. They're such a beautiful flower, and they occur up here at this really high elevation. Such a beautiful basin that I've decided to camp in, and it's worked out great. Not dark yet, have time to read a book, finished up my dinner, and it's just a beautiful night here in Colorado. Well, it looks like this is where we're camping tonight. This is in the American Basin, which is just an offshoot trail from the Cinnamon Pass Trail. Tomorrow I'll be going up the Cinnamon Pass Trail, and where this branches off is where the trail turns from being considered easy to moderate. And I'll record the moderate section, but my camera actually died, so I've had to charge it just to record this segment. But thank you for watching this video. This is part 1. Tomorrow will be part 2, so make sure to subscribe and like the video so that way you know when the next video comes out and you can see my adventures that I'm going to be on tomorrow. Thank you again, and we'll catch you later.